No wonder Prince Harry is in tears at the Invictus Games because his wife, Meghan Markle, has not only included his children in an Instagram video without his permission, she's also about to launch yet another brand, as ever, Meghan. So this was the release on Friday night. So many questions about why, when Harry was away against his wishes, sure, not their faces, but the so-called children, both there. So is the dog, by the way, who is apparently dead. See that? But we'll come to that in just a moment. So it has been quite a weekend for Brand Markle, but clearly Harry feeling hugely uncomfortable. Let me bring in his biographer now, Angela Levin, our royal mastermind. So, Angela, we've got lots to cover off, but can we come first to this new video from Meghan? Because there is no way that Harry said, oh, yeah, just use the children, go on to boost your Instagram profile. And by the way, post it while I just so happen to be in Vancouver and there's nothing I can do to stop it.
It's awful. It makes you feel quite sick, I think, because he wants to be loved. She sort of loves him, kisses, hangs on to him as if that's not really love, but that's what he has to make do with. And then she does exactly what she wants. I mean, it is quite extraordinary. Harry has worked quite a long time with Meghan about social media, not to get children to do it, to save them from what happens. And she's just decided, okay, I want Instagram now. So it takes over. So she's now doing it all the time, loads and loads. She can't do enough. It's like sort of going back and having a drink where you haven't been allowed to for decades. It's just delicious, wonderful. And
Yes.
also that with his children, he's absolutely not wanting them to be seen. Really and truly, he's worried about it in case they could, God forbid, have some sort of terrible attack by someone who doesn't like him or his wife. It's and why do that? But when he's out of the way and it's all positive, he's leading this Invictus game so that she can play about.
Now, I want you to think about this, folks. Meghan Markle waited until Harry was thousands of miles away, fully engaged in something that actually matters. The Invictus Games, an event he created to honor wounded veterans. And while he's out there doing something meaningful, Meghan is back home playing Instagram influencer. Let me ask you, if this was truly about sharing a family moment, why not wait until Harry is back? Why not let both parents be part of the decision? The answer is obvious, because this wasn't about family. This was about Meghan.
But also with her, I mean, the America Riviera orchard looks as if it's died a death. And she's got another name as ever, Meghan. I mean, I think I slightly shiver because of that one. Please, Meghan, change, understand other people need help and to be kind, not just you. When there's something like Invictus Games, don't take over, So, no, she's going to be the same as ever, Meghan. But
Yes, and I do want to come to that. Oh, sorry, you go, Angela.
Yeah, but I mean, why didn't she do that earlier? It's the first time I've ever known her to give in. She always waits and waits and waits and wants it and won't give in and won't give in and won't give in. But this time, the people in charge said she can't use America Riviera Orchard.
Exactly,
so she has decided to change it. So that's
I know, but this
is
brand disaster 101. So much complication. And I do want to come to that in just a moment. But yes. Can we just first look at some of the reaction to the use of Archie and Lilibet in this video? Stephanie Sidley posted on X, Nancy and I called it. Meghan is slowly putting the kids into her Instagram stories while Harry's away and he can't do anything about it. This is classic narcissistic parent behavior. Paula Matinovich, Paula M, we know her well. She said, I thought Prince Harry gave a huge speech about privacy and the media in Vancouver Island and didn't want his kids in any social media. Meghan Markle must be getting desperate, exploiting them for her personal Instagram. And according to Taz, wrote, of course she's now using the children to get traffic to her Instagram, considering all the years they've made sure no one sees them to protect their privacy. This is such an obvious tactic. Everyone said she'd wait, then use the children to her utmost advantage. Well, here we go. And Lulu LA posted yet another prime example of bored Montecito housewife desperate for attention. If Markle truly adored her husband and the wonderful veterans were Invictus is their real moment to shine, then there would be absolutely no need to post this utter garbage. But the thing is, Angela, this actually was the perfect time for Meghan to post it because she had been sent home from the Invictus Games. She was smarting about all of the negative coverage. Harry is busy. He's tied up there. He'd already had to take a day off because she had exhausted him so much. So actually, this was the moment to strike. First, we got the Friday night release of the PDA and the ludicrously over-the-top message to her husband. Yes, everything's totally fine. And then we got the children.
Yeah. What do you do? I mean, I couldn't stand that for somebody, because you've got to show that you've got to share things, you don't want to deliberately upset someone, and it counts him for nothing. But if you see when he's around with her, does count for nothing, doesn't he? He's behind and he's just not involved in what she's doing. He's just there for her. And she doesn't mind. She thinks that whatever she does is absolutely fine and wonderful, and he's just there to follow her. It's a very strange thing. And then the next minute, you're sort of kissing and holding. But I think a lot of people, most of us who watched her romance, didn't take it for real anyway. It was so phony. But why do it? She's a real one, isn't she?
This is the same woman who lectured us all about the evils of the press, who claimed the British media was out to get her, who cried victim over and over again because the tabloids wouldn't leave her alone. No. She's doing exactly what she accused the media of doing, exploiting her kids for clicks, likes, and brand deals. Folks, let's not forget, Prince Harry has been fighting this battle for years. He has spoken publicly about how he doesn't want his kids to be used as content for the media. He grew up watching his own mother, Princess Diana, be hounded by the press, and he has done everything possible to shield his kids from that life. But guess what? Meghan doesn't care.
Well, she is, but Angela, if you listen to the Sussex Squad, yet again, this is all just jealousy from us, right? I'm going to show you their latest attack line and get you to respond.
Okay. Is it about me or you?
The reason
just us in general.
Meghan Markle is because she is living their dream, their Delulu-ass dream of marrying a prince. And what makes it worse for them is that she's a black woman. A beautiful-ass black woman.
So that's all they've got, Angela, the whole racism thing again.
Well, I think that, most people haven't cared what colour she is and haven't cared what she's like in terms of her skin and everything like that. It hasn't bothered people, especially in this country. We're not like that. It doesn't matter anymore. She can go anywhere and be anywhere, dress anywhere, in different colours anywhere. But this is the thing that Meghan likes. She wants to be, hated and not liked, so she can actually moan and groan. But when we don't do that, she gets, I suppose, these people who are around her to moan and groan for her. But I think really she just... she doesn't take any notice because she set it all up, didn't she?
She did set it all up, just like she is now setting all up as ever, Meghan. Save your seat at the table, she claims. Now, this is, as Angela said, a last-minute acceptance that the American Riviera Orchard brand seems dead. But as according to Taz explained about this interesting find from Just Us 8065, and yes, we have to give credit to that account, which is doing some really good work here. It looks like the reason why Meghan has been signing off her Instagram posts as ever M is because she has been quietly setting up behind the scenes. I guess American Riviera Orchard really is dead in the water. Take 999. And then, Angela, we see the trademark image, and it's using, this is according to this this X account, it is using the same correspondence in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania as American Riviera Orchard. There are 4 applications, 3 with names, and an image of 2 birds near a palm tree. So this does look to be a legitimate attempt to launch a new brand, but pretty desperate to do so just 2 weeks before the TV show is on air.
Well, that's extraordinary, isn't it? I mean, apparently the farmers in Montecito don't know anything about all the strawberries or the raspberries or anything that's going on. Nobody knows about them having been packed decently. No one's seen them on the shelves. I can't imagine that you can rush that through in a few minutes. Is she cooking at the stove in a sort of incredibly quick way? Of course not. She's probably not doing anything of that. But it's a sort of game she plays with the world, isn't it? This is going to happen, but then it doesn't. No, this is going to happen, then it doesn't. I mean, she bounces about and she's always there ready for the next one. She teases us all. I think she could drive you nuts, actually, that what she does and what she says, most of which is not true. And eventually it might come out, but she wants to keep up the steam and the speed of her keeping up in everybody else's eye. We saw that, didn't we, during the Invictus Games, the way she was always staring at a camera and smiling and laughing, and we hardly saw anything of what was going on. It was just that she was grabbing it. And this time, that's even worse than ever, I think. I mean, totally grabbed it. You just have to sort of send her off, I suppose. And then she comes back with something even more irritating.
And here's the real kicker. This isn't just about Meghan's Instagram account. This is about her next big project. If you've been paying attention, you know that her last business venture, Riviera Orchard, failed miserably. No. She's rebranding with something called As Ever Meghan. That's right, she's launching yet another lifestyle brand. That's why. The Netflix deal didn't work. The Spotify deal failed. The public has moved on from the Sussex soap opera. So now Meghan is doing what every washed-up celebrity does, trying to sell us products. I mean, folks, how many rebrands are we at now? First she was an actress. Then she was a royal. Then she was a victim of the British press. Then she was a podcaster. Now she's, what? An Instagram mompreneur? The reason she keeps shifting identities is because none of them are working. The public isn't buying it anymore. We saw that with the Netflix documentary, which got absolutely shredded by critics. We saw that with Spotify, where she signed a multi-million-dollar deal and delivered, what? 12 episodes of fluff?
Yes. And there it is. There it is, the pending application as ever. So she does not have the trademark as yet, despite the fact that the show launches in just 2 weeks and was meant to be on air at the moment. But look, let's return to the Invictus Games, where yet again Meghan tried to steal some of the attention by making this post on Instagram saying she is so proud of her husband.
My friends, thank you again for a captivating, mesmerizing, and memorable week.
Now, it's interesting, of course, because the Invictus Games, given the way that it was hijacked by Meghan, is now regarded as a disaster. as something that is toxic to be attached to by international leaders. Really, the only big name that they were able to secure was the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Without going into the politics of Canada at the moment, that guy is a busted flush. He's the most hated man in the country. He is on his way out. Yet, the bromance between the two of them continued for the final weekend. Lots of hugs, and I guess they feel some sort of camaraderie in the fact that they're both fighting against the people who want to take them down. They're still fighting for woke. But this is what Justin had to say.
And of course, to the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, without whom these Invictus Games would never have happened. You are the one who turned this incredible idea into a reality. And as someone that you roped in early on in my time as Prime Minister, I can testify to the energy, the dedication, the commitment this man has to you and to this ideal. You have changed the lives of so many people for the better, and for that, we all owe you the deepest debt of gratitude. Thank you, Harry.
Now, Angela Levin,
you
I have
see-
to be...
No,
Oh, sorry. Well, I just was going to say, I have to be honest with you, that sort of endorsement from Justin Trudeau, number one, is not a good thing. Secondly, doesn't this guy, Harry, now look as if he is incredibly emotionally unstable, going through something? We
Yes.
did used to see this with his mother, Diana. In her darkest moments, she would burst into tears in public.
Yes. Yes. I was going to say, I mean, this is about the only thing that he really does feel he's loved in. You know, he's done it. A lot of his work is his. So to have all these 2,000, 20,000 people cheering him is very emotional. Mostly Meghan wins. Meghan does it, and he stands back and sort of supports her that way. But this time, he's really done something himself. She's taken loads of it. But for that moment, when he was speaking, he could feel that there was something in him that was worth having. And I think that was what made him feel very emotional.
So now she's going the Gwyneth Paltrow route, hoping she can sell products to the same woke elite who still think she's a victim. And guess what? She's using her kids to do it. Now let's talk about something that actually matters: security. Harry has been paranoid about security for years. And to be fair, he has every right to be. There are real threats out there, and he's a high-profile royal with plenty of enemies. That's why he's spent millions on private security. That's why he's fought the British government over police protection. And yet, while Harry is away, Meghan casually posts their children on Instagram? Does that sound like a woman who actually fears for her family's safety? Because to me, that sounds like a woman who knows exactly how much power she holds. She knew this would dominate headlines. She knew Harry wouldn't be able to stop her. And she knew that once the genie was out of the bottle, it would be too late to reverse it.
It is very difficult, I think, for someone to feel that they're hopeless and actually never find a way to really shine. But this, whatever you can say about Meghan being there and all the rest of it, he does feel that a lot of that is his, and he's helped these people who've been damaged physically and emotionally in looking after various countries. And I think that's what makes him cry.
Yeah, I mean, Angela, I was looking at this video the other day. I've just got a grab from it here of the moment that Princess Diana, do you remember this? It was very early on when Charles was going overseas, and she spoke about it to Andrew Morton. She said that she had just received the news before Charles left that he had re-engaged with Camilla. And so she was crying in public. A lot of people at the time thought that it was because she was upset about the fact that Charles was leaving, but in fact it was because she had found out about the relationship with Camilla. And I just don't think we can we can overlook the fact that Harry is now breaking down in public just as his wife is doing these things that he is so opposed to. It feels very significant to me.
Yes, I think it's all sort of building up inside him because he does love her. It's his right. But how can he stop her doing the things that he really, really doesn't want her to do because it upsets him? Because I think he doesn't feel that he's the strong one in that. She's the strong one. She leads, and he doesn't want to lose her. So he has to hold it all in inside him, or just now and then cry. So he lets it all out. But it's that's what they both want. So it's not our business, really.
No. Angela, I wasn't happy with Harry, though, and his speech, because, again, this has been overlooked given all of the crisis with Meghan. But yet again, he waded very much into politics. I think he overstepped the mark. He was obviously meeting with the Indigenous people there in Canada. That is fine. That is something that a lot of royals do, putting on the local dress, etc., etc. I do find it interesting, though, given that it's the woke who always talk about cultural appropriation, but for some reason it's fine for Harry to be dressed up like an Inuit, go figure. But it was his speech that I had a problem with. Take a listen to this and I'll get you to react off the back.
And let me tell you something, folks. This is not the behavior of a loving wife. This is the behavior of a woman who puts her own brand before her own family.
To the host nations, to the host First Nations, thank you for your partnership, your friendship over the past 3 years. What your people have endured should never have happened. You've shown us what it looks like to fight for the survival of something far greater. Something far greater. Your land, your culture, your communities, and your light. You show the world how to move forward, armed with the truth in order to achieve reconciliation. And for that, we are forever grateful. Chin Chin Swai.
Now, Angela, given this is a guy who has received all of his wealth, all of his privilege through the royal family, this is, again, really shaky ground.
Yeah, I mean, this is somebody who actually doesn't have a standing and is telling the world what they should do. But he can't even look after himself. He can't even manage Meghan or do what is right and help his father and his brother. He doesn't have to be rude. That is childish and stupid. But he can't even get that right. So for him to stand up and say, how dare these people make army and fight and battles, they're disgusting and they should never do it. And it's you know, who are you? He's not a member of the royal family. He doesn't have a high position. He doesn't have anything that enables him to say that, actually, frankly. I think that it's extremely unnecessary and unkind, because he could just talk about them and how they've overcome their own broken hearts and their woundedness, and they should be able to talk to them. But it's not up to him to tell us all how the world should be dealt with, and you know, leaders of different countries, how they should behave. It's absolutely not his business, and I don't think he should do that. And I think it affects on the royal family itself, because there is this lingering that is he in, is he out? But you know, how dare he speak like that? How dare he?
So what have we learned today? Meghan Markle betrayed Prince Harry by putting their kids on social media without his consent. She waited until Harry was away, knowing he couldn't stop her. This is all part of a bigger PR stunt to promote her new brand. As ever, Meghan. She doesn't care about security, privacy, or family values. Only money and attention. And yet, the media still expects us to believe she's the victim? Give me a break. What do you guys think? Is this just another PR stunt, or has Meghan officially gone too far? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button and subscribe for more unfiltered takes.